Miami Dolphins on the road at the Houston Texans. This is 3 in favor of the Texans at home against the Dolphins. 46.5 to 47 is our total. News coming through this morning that Odell Beckham's taking his ball and going home. He didn't like the fact that he wasn't getting the ball thrown his way, and so Odell Beckham and the Dolphins have mutually parted ways here in this one. Texans, another team coming off of a bye here, Mo. We had a lot of byes last week. Probably could do them some good as well, as that offense has looked pretty clunky. Even when Nico Collins has gotten back, has looked pretty clunky. What do you think here of them having to win by more than a field goal?
I like the Dolphins a bit. I think I'm going to be on the Dolphins. Also like the under in this game. You got two teams that are very slow, bottom 10-ish, both teams, in pace. So two teams that I don't really expect much explosive offense out of. Two teams that giving the ball to their running backs is generally kind of their best plays right now, or at least their most consistent plays, definitely for the Texans and for the Dolphins. You know, we've seen more and more Devon Achane in recent weeks, and obviously Jonnu Smith, and not a ton of 50-yard plays to Tyreek Hill, although, you know, there was a couple recently, but still has not looked exactly like the Dolphins' offense of the past. So 47 seems a bit high to me. And yeah, I don't know if – I know the Dolphins are, you know, record-wise much worse than the Texans. I don't know if the Dolphins are a worse team than the Texans, though. I mean, this looks like a playoff-caliber team. Ever since Tua came back, they've been pretty solid. Even, you know, the L giving the Bills a run there, arguably outplaying them in that game. I mean, I know – I was excited about the Texans, but I think this is just what the Texans are at this point. You know, this is a very good defense, though, so they're rating out very high in all the metrics. I'm not thinking a Dolphins offense that has been more of a grinder is going to just like have its way with them or anything. So yeah, I'm interested in the Dolphins. If you can get 3, I mean, I think it's fine, and under looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I played some 3 on the Dolphins, and mainly because I looked at last week against the Jets, and I saw a box score that made me feel a little bit more comfortable with backing the Dolphins again, which was like, okay, your primary receivers were Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Your secondary receivers now were Achane and Jonnu Smith, as opposed to the offense running through Achane and Jonnu Smith. And I have no idea if this was just a game adjustment with the what they saw from the Jets, or if McDaniel looked around and said, okay, guys, what the hell are we doing? We've got these 2, Ferraris out here, and we're choosing to throw it to the damn Nissan Sentra over the middle with Jonnu Smith over and over and over again. So I'm kind of hoping there was at least a little bit of a shift back to what you and I were talking about there, or that we at least feel like this Dolphins offense should be. We thought it would be coming back into the season. So I really did like that a ton. 19 targets between Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle last week. And so I'm kind of hoping that we saw a little bit of a shift with that back towards that. And if that's the case, as good as this Texas defense has kind of been, there's not really any defense out there that is going to be able to, as good as Tua's been playing. By the way, I mean, it's worth noting, since he's come back from the concussion stuff, Tua's been really good. He's been one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. And so I kind of hoping that offensive shift gets them a little bit more in line here. Plus, you're catching 3 with a Dolphins team with a Tyreek Hill and a Jalen Waddle and a Jonnu Smith. So even if you're down, that back door is always wide open indoors with this Miami team as well. So really do think that that's the play here in this one. Houston has not done anything to inspire confidence in me at all this season. I think they're going to get bounced early from the playoffs. If they even make it, who knows? Hell, maybe they lose out. We'll see with all that.